This video is gonna be fun. What's going on, guys? So today I want to talk about something not related to really anything that I've talked about in the past. And today I just want to kind of do a fun video where I just talk about something with the future in mind, technology. I'm a tech nerd and stuff like that, and I was just reading an article about future military technology. And then I was thinking back whenever I was at my camp last month, there was a general who was talking about future technology. I just happened to be wearing my U.S. Army Cyber shirt today, so I'm kind of all teched out today, and I was just thinking of, this video topic, and I just thought it'd be kind of fun. So I think this will be pretty heavily, the success of this video, in my opinion, will be pretty heavily determined on your guys' comments, right? So I just want to hear you guys' thoughts on where you think technology is going to go in the military, how it's going to affect things. And just real quick, I'm going to talk about, from my experience, from what I've been told, like how is technology really affecting the military as a whole, right now. And then, just some future, thoughts and opinions on, where things are going to be going in the future. So how is technology and the advancement of technology and computers and all that stuff, how is that affecting the military right now? Well, there's a few ways that come to my mind of ways that the, tech advancements and stuff and robots and whatnot is helping out the military right now. And number one, drones is a really big thing in the military. From what I've seen, from what I've heard, even from this general, I'll talk about that in a little bit, this speech. But yeah, so drones, guys, if you don't know exactly what a drone is, it's a little quad rotor, and you send it off and fly it around, right? So what kind of military purpose is this going to have? Well, instead of sending an actual human being to go and recon an area, if you have a tiny little drone, like think of a DJI Mavic drone, that's the new one, the DJI Mavic Spark or whatever it came out. It's literally just inches big. And think of just carrying around that in your rucksack. You're going to do a mission, you need to recon the area. Well, instead of sending people out to recon it, you just take out your little drone, pop it up, send it on its way, and just recon the area. It's fairly quiet, the small ones, so you can kind of keep it far away. And it's got HD quality video. So that's one way that technology is affecting things. Another thing is exoskeletons. If you guys didn't know, military equipment is really heavy. Like if you are going on a couple days mission, a week mission or something like that, and you have to carry MREs, which are actually fairly heavy, if you have to carry extra ammo, just an extra pair of uniforms, or just basic things, if you're just carrying basically ammo and food for a week's supply, and you're expecting to take contact, you're expecting to actually do a mission, your equipment is going to weigh a lot. Communication equipment, radios are just super heavy, just everything. The weapons are heavy. 240 machine gun is ridiculously heavy. If you have like a 50 cal, if you're a sniper carrying around a 50 cal, those things I heard are just ridiculous. I've shot a 50 cal before. I didn't luckily have to carry it to wherever I was going. It was already set up there. And the rounds are super heavy. So just all this stuff in the military is just ridiculously heavy. So something that's been going on very recently, it's going on right now. For all I know, it could be actually a thing, in like Delta Force and like the really special units groups. But exoskeletons, right? So small exoskeletons that basically go from your waist to down to your feet, that kind of help your body climb up a mountain if you have 150 pounds on your back. Just different things like that, because it's really tiring. If you have all that stuff and your ruck is going to weigh 100 pounds plus, and you're having to walk up a mountain, you're having to do something, and you might take contact, it would really be nice to have some kind of equipment there to help you move that weight and make it feel lighter. So that's something that's been going on currently. I know that's being tested out. Just some exoskeletons, essentially on your joints for your lower body, that's basically taking a lot of the load off of you. So that's something I think is pretty cool, and wouldn't it be nice to have on like a 12-mile ruck or something? I think something that we all think about whenever it comes to the technology and the future of military warfare and all that stuff is drones, right? So not just little quad rotor drones that I was talking about, but just like big UAVs, just huge drones. Instead of sending a pilot or something like that, sending that out, And I think that's definitely something that's going to happen. The need for an actual pilot is going to go down drastically, and in my opinion, I think the need for an actual soldier, like boots on the ground, I think that's always going to be there. But as far as like a pilot in the air, I think that's gonna go fairly quickly. And I just saw an article whenever I was searching through here that the Navy has bought basically like the last, manned jet, right? So the next time they buy a jet, the next, series of jets that they, place orders for, it's gonna be an unmanned, aircraft, right? So we're not gonna need people to fly a plane, because the thing about jets that are different from like an actual like robot person on the ground is if you have like a robot who's like supposed to be shaped for like a human, there's a whole lot of parts to control. As far as a jet goes, it's essentially like a video game, right? We have it now where people are controlling jets with their little joysticks, and you don't need a person as much as you do with a person on the ground. So that's something that's affecting things drastically right now. Another thing kind of has to do with the shirt that I'm wearing right now. The cyber branch that I'm hoping to get in the military is, huge. Cyber warfare, all that stuff. So if you guys don't know what cyber warfare is, what I'm talking about is basically just attacks over the internet. So there's a lot of damage that you can do just literally through the internet, through hacking into, the enemy systems. If they have some kind of base or something like that that is controlled, that has internet control, or some kind of nuclear power plant, just anything like that that has access to the internet. If we can, get in there, hack into it, shut everything down, you can do a whole lot of damage. So that's kind of cyber warfare. So attacking and defending, and that's something, and that's really just a reason why the U.S. military decided to, hey, we need to have an Army cyber branch, not just have Air Force, defend and attack, but create an actual Army cyber branch to help with this whole change of the landscape of the military, going from just land warfare to cyber warfare. It's as I said just a little while ago, there's always going to be a need for soldiers on the ground, boots on the ground, but cyber warfare is definitely a big thing. So just to wrap things up here, it's really interesting just Googling and searching some things that are just talking about military in the future. And for me, for a lot of you guys who are about to be in the military, if you're planning on being in it for a while, we might see just a handful of things come to life, right? So some really cool jets, or just some really cool drones, or more advanced drones, right? We might see some of these things come to life. There's definitely not going to be any kind of like legit AI or anything in my military career. That's gonna be like way past my military career. That's something you guys can talk about in the comments. Like, how soon do you guys think we're actually gonna have an AI robot? We're pretty far along in the whole AI thing, and reaching the perfect AI who's actually understanding what's going on around you. I think we're actually really close to that. I think we're closer than people think, because a lot of this stuff they kind of like to keep a secret. And speaking of that, this general, I wanted to talk about this in this video. When I was at my training back at Fort Knox, we had a general, retired general. I think he retired, literally months ago, and he was talking about technology in the future, because one of the cadets was asking, how do you think the military is going to be in 20 years? And he was talking about how the technology that we think there is, there's obviously more advanced technology, but he was talking about how it's just really advanced, how they're actually using all this advanced technology right now, whether it's prototypes or whatever. But he was talking about over the next 20 years things are going to change a lot. Cyber warfare is going to become a big thing. Drones are going to become a lot more common. The weapons that we're going to have are going to be crazy. We have laser weapons, like we legit have laser weapons, and that's kind of like a video game thing and something that's weird to talk about, but it's true. We have laser weapons, we have all these cool different things, and over the next 20 years things are going to change a lot. So that's what I want you guys to talk about. That's kind of my thoughts on things. We're always going to need boots on the ground soldiers, but let's say right now it's 70% boots on the ground, 30% cyber. That might flip-flop over the next 20 years, so that's just something to think about. But yeah, that's it for this video. Leave your comments down below. I'd like for there to be some sort of conversation. I'm going to jump in there with you guys and talk with you, as long as you guys are leaving comments and stuff like that. But yeah, that's it for this video. Like, comment, subscribe, and I'll see you guys later.